Assalamu alaikum. I don't know why I'm here, because the last thing I'm going to talk about is architecture. Just to give you an idea, I practice architecture for over 30 years. And somewhere along the line, I decided that I had done my bit, and I wanted to change course. By the way, Arshad, I think you perhaps are the one person that I have not met for a long time that I would call almost the complete human being. Thank you for sharing what you did with us this afternoon. I was amazed, totally amazed at the work that you've done and your talent. Incredible. Not to say that the others haven't got the same talent. I'm going to talk about that one word that everybody loves to hate. Sustainability. And why have I got Mickey Mouse here? I thought, if I'm going to talk about this, who is the one character that has been sustained over the years? Mickey Mouse. From, if I'm not mistaken, from 1921. Today, he is still the character that is used. And I think if anybody has sustained the world of cartoons, the world of Hollywood, this chap has. So I will try and explain what I think the word means. And by the way, I think it's a very important word. I do understand that some people say that they don't understand what that word means. It has taken me a long time to understand what it means, only because of the work that we do. By the way, the rest of our team is over here. I'm very pleased to see them, because most of the time they just get their feet and hands dirty all the time. We are a sort of group of people who do very little drawings now. It's just out in the field. You know, the one thing that I've learned over the years, I'm fascinated by the word architect, being one, being trained as one. And the more older I get, the more I want to understand what that word means. That doesn't mean to say that I am removed from architecture. I very much am. I was privileged to have a fantastic education. I went to an art college and then studied architecture, and really loved every minute of it. But I suppose what Iftikhar was talking about, the quest, I suppose in my life I've reached that point where I think what I'm doing now gives me this greater satisfaction than before. These are definitions, by the way, in the dictionary. Strangely enough, I couldn't find it in any architecture book. What is this thing that we refer to all the time? Is it some sort of development process where we carry on using our natural resources, oblivious to the fact that they are depleting? I'm not suggesting that the audience here is, but I am suggesting that the world at large is oblivious to what is happening globally, to the things that we take for granted. Again, this is a definition in the dictionary. I think Mickey Mouse sums it up for me better than this. So why should I be standing up here and talking about this? Or, indeed, why are any of you interested? And I'm going to try and make an argument of the reasons as to why I think we should all begin to look at where we are at and what our future holds for us when we consider the global consequences of every single thing that we do. These are questions that you have to answer. Did you know that cadmium is going to run out in 15 years? Did you know? 5 years. I got it wrong. Did you know that it takes 20 tons of water to make 1 kilo of coffee? Now, how has this been calculated? It's what they call virtual water. It's taken from the time that the coffee bean is planted to the time that the coffee is sold in your shops. There will come a time, and I'm sorry, I'm not the voice of doom. I'm just giving you what scientists are saying. And to me, it means that we have to take cognizance of it. We have to be aware of it. And especially us who, and I am actually proud to say that we are leaders in a field which needs leading, and that is the built environment. I'm very proud to be an architect, by the way. So where do we go? What is, business as usual? Well, I mean, you guys know that our government is doing that all the time. They pretend that we are on a gravy train. Nothing's wrong. Everything's fine. Or do we understand where we are at with whatever we do, our actions? By the way, I have to admit, I'm part of a committee that is involved in, if you like, a guide to green architecture. As I've explained to every member of this committee, I don't understand what that green word means. So I want to admit this publicly. I'm going to give you a little history of the work that we're doing, and just to demonstrate that there's nothing new. We are not inventing the wheel, reinventing the wheel. We are just bringing up in the forefront things that have been happening for over 1,000 years, and a particular material that has been used for that period of time. I was fortunate enough to go to Yemen before the problems that have occurred now, and I've seen 16-story buildings made out of earth, and they are so cool. We talk about an environmental approach to things, but I only want to talk about this use of one material, and there are others. It's only that this one material really interests me. We've been working with this organization called Crater, who are the world leaders in earth architecture. I was fortunate enough to be trained in France by them. And I just want to go share with you some examples of work that is being done all over the world concerning this one material. India, France, Portugal, Spain, Italy, Germany. All these countries are exploring this material not only yesterday, but today, and indeed for tomorrow. One of my favorite buildings is this one in Germany, and the walls are made out of rammed earth. So this is the only example that I'm showing here, but for all of you who want to follow this up, Germany is is one of the most advanced countries looking at rammed earth as a material. As you all know, Germany is perhaps the leading European country that is concerned about the whole environmental issues. Australia, Saudi Arabia, Korea, Turkmenistan, Iran, Nepal, happening all over the world. I guess I'm trying to promote or suggest that it could happen more often here. I don't see any reason why not. I mean, the little that we've done, I'll show you a little later on. But if all these things are happening all over the world, why can't it happen here? There's no reason at all. And these are just examples. The best bamboo comes from Bangladesh, but we also grow bamboo in Punjab. And the architectural magazines are full of bamboo being used in some fascinating ways. And I'm just going to share with you now very simple contribution in this field that we have done. We were involved in the reconstruction of 3 houses in Kashmir after the earthquake. And our system was to demonstrate that using dry stone walling is as effective, if not more, well, equal to any other material that you could use if and when an earthquake took place. Our proposal was completely rejected by IRA. These are the corners which you all are familiar with. They were timber that we took from the houses that had collapsed. And again, as you're all familiar, these are huge chunks of trunks that we sliced up and cut. In fact, after we finished each house, we had the timber left over. And we did 3 prototypes. Our consistency about doing the work we do is that we train trainers. We train 30 carpenters in this particular project. And in this one that we are building, these houses in Gharu, which are now complete, we trained 20 masons. This does different types of earth type of construction. These buildings that you will see now were actually built by the people in this photograph, apart from the team sitting over there. And as they were building, they learned how to build something like this. This is a 2-room, small sahin, tuna roof. Materials that you can find anywhere. By the way, I'm criticized a lot for using timber. My theory is that timber is one of the most sustainable materials. You can grow timber, but you can't grow steel, you can't grow concrete. And we have a policy that every tree that we use, we plant 10. So as far as we're concerned, timber is acceptable. It has rained once, and so far everything is good. This is another example. This particular project was funded by the UNDP. And this is just, again, 2 rooms, but we had built a terrace on top of the staircase. Yeah, there's the staircase, so that you could sleep in the roof at night. That was the idea. These are blocks that we made, adobe blocks, sun-dried. And we've built this 2-story building. Again, only to demonstrate that this material can be used for a 2-story, indeed. As I said, I've seen 16 stories, so why not 2 stories? We started this project in April last year. Then when the floods came, and I went to the IAP house, I saw Tariq Hassan's bamboo house, and I said, you know, this is fine. This is what I'm just going to use. And I told Tariq that I just want to use this because I don't see any point in spending time in trying to invent another way of doing things. The difference now on site is that the women have, sorry, just go back. Yeah. Oops. The women have been doing all the metilopai, and actually it's working very well. This is an experiment we did to find out if we can use bamboo as a sort of material that you can put your mud onto. This is compressed earth block system. Again, the machine was made here in Karachi. We have 4 of these now. We can make up to 1,000 blocks a day. We use between 5 and 6% cement as a stabilizer, and we are trying to use lime, but we've not been very successful. The lime is not working all that well. I don't know, maybe we're doing something wrong with our mix, but we're working on it to see if we can actually use that as stabilizer. And this is our compressed earth block building. 2 rooms. It's just painted white. If I had listened to ICI before I came here, I would have used one of their paints, which is sun-proof or whatever it is. Oh, by the way, all the buildings have stone foundation and stone plinth up to 2 feet. This is the work we are now doing in Shujawal, having modified Tariq's design to a bit more to the sort of things that we felt were more appropriate. Every single person you see on this photograph, in these photographs, are those people who are in the village, and we are teaching them how to build. We are going to build 20 houses, but they're going to build the next 20 themselves. One of the additions that they were very pleased about was a little bed platform, which was added at a later stage. As you can see, the women are busy putting all the mud plaster. They do 3 coats of mud plaster, by the way. And they're doing it on the inside too. And this shelf has been made from mud and bamboo pieces that they found left over on the site. These are all waterproof, by the way. They have these Panaflex sheeting on the top. That's it. Thank you.